Hello, how are you everyone? My name is Susi Afriani. You can call me Susi. I am a lecturer of linguistics at State Islamic University, UIN Raden Fatah Palembang, Indonesia. I am so happy to meet you all today. In this presentation, I will share about general information on genetic affiliation, number and place of speaker of Indonesian, morphosyntactic type in Indonesian, phoneme inventory including tone in Indonesian, phonotactics and syllable structure in Indonesian, and stress system in Indonesian. Well, Indonesian is a member of the Austronesian language family. The Austronesian language family is one of the largest linguistic families of the world. According to the most widely accepted classification of the Austronesian languages, Indonesian belongs to the western branch of the Malayo-Polynesian group of the Austronesian family. In short, I can say that Indonesian is the national language of Indonesia because it has acted as a powerful unifying force in the development of the Indonesian nation, and this began when the Malay language was adopted and declared as Indonesian by the Indonesian Youth Congress in Jakarta on October 28, 1928. Based on this infographic of regional language data in Indonesia in 2018, research for mapping languages in Indonesia carried out by the Language Development and Development Agency. Ministry of Education and Culture was carried out from 1991 to 2017. Regional languages, excluding dialects and subdialects in Indonesia, that have been identified and validated as many as 668 languages from 2068 observation area. Based on the accumulated distribution of regional languages per province, the number of languages in Indonesia is 750. Based on this fifth biggest island in Indonesia, if you see this map, Sumatra, Jawa, Kalimantan, Sulawesi, and Papua, number of speakers in Indonesian is estimated around 260 million. According to Kridalaksana 2002, the introduction of the concept of morpheme in Indonesia before the early 1960s has changed the view that it is as if the smallest element of grammar is a word. Indonesian language then undergoes a morphosyntactic process, which is a process when words get affixes such as prefix and suffix, but what is affix is not a prefix or a suffix but a clitic in Indonesian. Clitics are forms that are phonologically bound but have word status because they can fill gatra at the phrase or clause level. In Indonesian, clitic is divided into two, namely proclitic and enclitic. If you see these examples, example 1, ku bawa, and example 2, bukunya. Example 1 show proclitic, which is a process in which the affix ku is in front of the word I carry it. That's the meaning. While example 2 is enclitic, namely the process of affixing the affix behind the word, namely in the words of his or her book. The concept of phonemes then in Indonesian had appeared in general linguistics in Europe at the end of the 19th century. But what I mean is that the concept was only seriously seen in Indonesian and its relevance in the national language system in the 1960. According to Krida Laksana 2002, in Indonesian, the sound inventory can be described as follows. Indonesian has 23 consonants and 10 vowels. The 23 consonants are P, B, T, D, C, J, K, C, G, M, N, Ng, L, F, S, Z, Ch, X, H, R, W, Y. Meanwhile, the 10 vowel sounds are A, I, U, U, E, O, E. Table 1 below show that in Indonesian there are 10 vowel sounds. The vowel sounds are like I have already mentioned. These 10 vowel sounds have their own articulatory characteristic. For example, if viewed from the point of view of the shape of the leaf, when pronouncing it, the vowel sounds consist of 6 round vowels and 4 round vowels. When viewed in terms of the rise and fall of the tongue, the vowel sounds are classified into 3 categories, namely 4 high vowels, 4 medium vowels, and 2 low vowels. Meanwhile, in terms of the moving part of the tongue, the vowel sounds consist of 5 front vowels, 1 middle vowels, and 4 back vowels. In summary, vowel sounds are language sounds whose air currents are not obstructed. In Indonesian, example of the use of vowels can be seen in the following. Vowel I, for example, can be found in the word ikan, fish. Indah, api, padi. Vowel E, ekor, sate, tempe. Vowel A, apa, papa, mama. Vowel U, unggas, ungu, pintu. Vowel O, obat, soto, toko. The articulatory characteristic of consonants can be seen in table 2 here. These 23 consonant sounds and 10 vowel sounds are the basis for analyzing and describing Indonesian phonemes. Table 2 shows that in Indonesian has 23 consonant sounds that I have mentioned before. And when viewed from the articulation area, the consonant sounds can be classified into 6 groups here. Namely, 4 bilabial sounds, 1 labiodental sounds, 7 apico-alveolar sounds, 5 palatal sounds, and 1 hamzah sound. If the consonant sounds are seen in terms of the nature of speech, then the 23 consonant sounds in Indonesian can be further subdivided into 7 bursting sounds, 2 affirmative sounds, 4 nasal sounds, 1 side sound, 6 sliding sounds, 1 shaking sound, and 2 semi-vowels. Well, syllable in Indonesian consists of 12. So, syllable structure Indonesian can be described 1 vocal. For example, amal, suatu, tua. 1 vocal and 1 consonant. For example, arti, berilmu, daun. 1 vocal, 2 consonant. For example, extra, ons. 1 consonant and 1 vocal. For example, in the word pasar, sarjana, warga. One consonant, one vocal, and one consonant. For example, paksa, keperluan, pesan. Two consonant and one vocal. For example, slogan, drama, kopra. Two consonant, one vocal, and one consonant. For example, traktor, atraksi, kontrak. One consonant, one vocal, and two consonant. For example, pairs, contextual, modern. Three consonant and one vocal. For example, strategi, strata. Three consonants, one vocal, and one consonant. For example, struktur, instruksi. Two consonant, one vocal, and two consonant. For example, complex. One consonant, one vocal, and three consonant in the word course. Indonesian also recognizes diphthongs or double vowels. It is called diphthong or double vowels because the position of the tongue when producing this sound at the beginning and the end is not the same. The dissimilarity concerns the head of the tongue, the part of the tongue that moves, and its structure. However, this process does not produce two sounds, but only a sound because it is in one syllable. An example of a diphthong in Indonesian is, for example, au, as found in the word kerbau here, and harimau. And in the word, in the sound I, the sound is like the word cukai and landai. Word stress in Indonesian is called tonotemporal. The meaning of this stress is that words in Indonesian have prominence that are more marked by the pitch of the voice. In order to obtain a satisfactory study of the distribution or placement of word stress in Indonesian, Halim in 1984 suggests two categories in the placement of word stress in Indonesian. The categories in question are basic words and derived words. A root word is monomorphic, while a derived word consists of at least a base word and an affix, either a prefix, a suffix, or an infix. So in Indonesian, a root word can be monosyllabic or polysyllabic. A monosyllabic root consists of only one syllable, while a polysyllabic root consists of at least two syllables. A root or derivative in Indonesian, monosyllabic or polysyllabic, can be a signed word or an unsigned word. In this case, a word in its situational form is unsigned. It is the word that has the least influence from its environment. A word is signified if and when it is influenced by certain contextual condition. So if you see this stress system in Indonesian, the following derivative words are derived from the monosyllabic root words. In the word cat, dicat consists of prefix in plus the word cat itself. Mengecat, catan, pengecatan. This one is the example of polysyllabic word. A polysyllabic is a monomorphic word that has two or more syllables. Halim 1984 shows some basic example of polysyllabic word in Indonesian. With two syllables, for example, in the word ibu and suka. With three syllables in the word sembilan, daerah. Four syllables in the word istimewa. And in the word keluarga. 5 syllables in the word diskriminasi. And in the word anthropology. Word stress in Indonesian does not change the word class. Well, I do really hope that my presentation will give a general overview about Indonesian phonology. And that is all my presentation. Thank you so much for listening and have a good day, everyone.